In 1947, Los Angeles discovered a crime so brutal, it shocked the entire nation. In January 1947, Los Angeles was a city chasing dreams. Hollywood promised fame, beauty, and success. But beneath the glamour, something dark was waiting. A crime was about to occur that would forever stain the city's history. When it was discovered, newspapers would call it one of the most brutal murders America had ever seen, and the victim would become known by a name the world would never forget. Her name was Elizabeth Short. She was only 22 years old. Born in Massachusetts, Elizabeth moved across the country hoping to build a better life. Like many young women of the time, she dreamed of Hollywood and a future filled with opportunity. Friends described her as quiet, polite, and soft-spoken. No one imagined her life would end in such a horrifying way. Elizabeth arrived in Los Angeles with little money and no clear direction. She stayed with friends, moved frequently, and struggled to find stability. Rumors would later surround her name, but much of it was exaggerated by the media. In reality, Elizabeth was vulnerable, alone, and searching for a place where she belonged, in a city that showed little mercy. On the morning of January 15, 1947, a woman was walking through a vacant lot in South Los Angeles. At first glance, she thought she had discovered a discarded mannequin, but as she moved closer, she realized the truth. What she saw was not plastic or cloth. It was the body of a young woman, completely still and horrifyingly real. Elizabeth Short's body had been cut cleanly in half at the waist. It had been drained of blood and carefully positioned in the grass. Her skin appeared pale and lifeless. There were no signs of a struggle at the scene, suggesting the murder had occurred elsewhere. Police immediately understood they were dealing with someone methodical and deeply disturbed. The crime scene shocked even experienced investigators. The precision of the cuts suggested medical knowledge. Elizabeth's body had been washed, leaving little physical evidence behind. Whoever committed this crime had taken time. This was not an act of rage alone. It was controlled, intentional, and meant to send a message. News of the murder spread rapidly. Newspapers competed for headlines, turning Elizabeth into a public figure overnight. They gave her a nickname inspired by her dark hair and the noir films of the era, the Black Dahlia. The name stuck, transforming a real woman into a symbol of mystery and horror. As public interest grew, the killer made a chilling move. Personal belongings belonging to Elizabeth Short were mailed to local newspapers. Items had been cleaned with gasoline, removing fingerprints. Alongside them were letters believed to be written by the murderer himself. It was clear he was following the investigation and enjoying the attention. The letters shocked police and reporters alike. The sender seemed calm, confident, and cruel. He taunted authorities, signing his messages and hinting at further contact. This was no attempt to hide. Instead, it was a performance. The killer wanted to be seen. He wanted control over the story. Police launched one of the largest investigations Los Angeles had ever seen. Tips flooded in from across the country. Hundreds of people were questioned. Friends, acquaintances, doctors, artists, and strangers all became suspects. Each lead brought hope. Each one eventually collapsed into silence. Over 60 suspects were seriously considered. Some confessed, only for their stories to fall apart under scrutiny. Others seemed promising but lacked evidence. Files grew thicker, but answers remained elusive. As time passed, mistakes were made. Evidence was mishandled. Critical opportunities slipped away. One of the most discussed suspects was a physician with a disturbing fascination with the crime. Others included writers and socialites with dark secrets. Yet none could be conclusively tied to the murder. In a city filled with influence and corruption, many believed the truth was being buried intentionally. The media continued to sensationalize the case. Elizabeth's life was dissected publicly, often unfairly. Rumors replaced facts. The victim slowly became secondary to the mystery itself. In the process, Elizabeth Short was no longer seen as a person, but as a headline, frozen in time. Years passed. Leads dried up. Witnesses died. Memories faded. The case went cold, but public fascination never disappeared. Books were written. Documentaries were produced. Theories multiplied. Everyone seemed to have an answer, yet none could be proven. Some investigators believe the killer was someone close to Elizabeth. Others think it was a complete stranger who carefully planned the crime. There are theories involving cover-ups, police corruption, and powerful figures protecting the truth. Each theory raises more questions than answers. What makes the Black Dahlia case so disturbing is not just the violence, but the silence that followed. No arrest, no trial, no justice. In a system designed to protect the innocent, Elizabeth Short became a symbol of failure, a reminder of what happens when the truth slips away. Decades later, the crime still haunts Los Angeles. The empty lot is gone, replaced by modern streets. But the story remains. It lingers in shadows, whispered through generations. The Black Dahlia is no longer just a case. It is a legend born from unanswered questions. Many believe the killer died without ever being identified. Others fear the truth is still hidden in forgotten files or sealed records. Technology has advanced, but without evidence, even modern science cannot solve what was lost so long ago. Elizabeth Short wanted a future. Instead, she became part of history in the most tragic way possible. Her name lives on, not because of who she was, but because of what was done to her, and that may be the most disturbing part of all. The Black Dahlia murder remains unsolved, a crime without closure, a killer without a name, and a victim who never received justice. In a city built on stories, this is one that refuses to end, reminding us that some mysteries are never meant to be solved.